we're going to learn about embedded functions, and you will be able to do 7.9. Today, students will be able to apply embedded functions to solve word problems. But first, let's start with a warm-up. So you're given 3 different functions here. And it says find f of g of h of x. If you notice, it incorporates all 3 of them. And so take a couple of minutes to try this. Pause the video so that you can try it, and I'll give you the answers right now. Okay, so pause it. Okay, so hopefully you already did it, and so what we're going to do is, it says f of g of h of x. What we're going to start is replacing this part, h of x, with the value of h of x. Okay, this goes in here. So we're going to write f of g of, and replace this h of x with 5x minus 1. And so what this means is that now says g of 5x minus 1, and what that means is that you're going to replace in g, meaning this one, you're going to replace this in your value of x. So remove x, and in its place put 5x minus 1. And so I'm going to write it as, instead of x, it's going to be 5x minus 1 plus 3. So the 3 comes from here. The 5x minus 1 comes from replacing this x with this. We combine like terms, and so we have the -1 and the +3. We have 2, and we just bring the 5x down. Okay, now that is f of g of 5x minus 1. Okay, so again, notice how I underline this, and this represents this part. Now let me see, I use pink, I'm going to use this one. What this means is that since this represents this inside of the parentheses, now we're going to write f of, the answer for this is 5x plus 2. So we're going to replace that in here, 5x plus 2. And what this means is that now this new answer, which came from replacing this into this one, now we're going to replace this. Notice how I'm using different colors in the function of x, but for replacing the x only. So only this part, okay? Remember, you're replacing only the x of that one function. The rest stays the same. And so the rest is just the 2 multiplied by this that is replacing the x. So it's going to be 5x plus 2. We do distributive property, and so that gives me 2 times 5x is 10x plus 2 times 2 is 4. And so that's the answer for the whole f of g of h of x. Okay, so that's my final answer. Again, think of this as presents that are going to go in replacing your x. Okay, replacing the value of x. Same thing here. Once you replace that one, you're using this one to replace this replaces the x in g. And once you get the simplified answer of that, this replace the x of f. Okay, because this is this part, it replaces the x in f.